Okay, so I'm using a mini step, but you can use a chair or a weight bench, something where you can sit down and elevate yourself. Let's start with a body weight squat. Sit back into your hips. Good. 2 more. Now stay down. Pull those shoulders back. Press into those heels. We're going to start our first superset. So we're going to take our feet wider. Go ahead and come up. So turn those knees and toes out. Okay? Come down in a sumo squat. Walk forward. Come back. So we have 1 minute of this. Now, try to get those hips down. Now, if you're modifying, you don't have to go as deep, or if you're still warming up. But see if you can get down there, knees and toes turned out on the same angle. So it's heel, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Now keep those abs tight. Should start to feel the quads. So you'll have about 15 seconds of rest in between each exercise. You got about 15 more seconds of this. Are you feeling it yet? We're just getting started. And come up, 15 seconds rest. We're gonna be down in that squat. We're gonna take 2 steps and we're gonna come back. So stay in that squat, toes pointed forward on this one. Are you ready? Okay, come down. Now, if you have like a booty band that you can put around your thighs, you can definitely use that. This is a great workout if you're stuck in a hotel room while traveling or camping. You could do this camping. So get down there. Okay, you got about 30 seconds of this. Remember, most of the weight's in the heels. Don't let those knees go past your toes. And try not to bow forward. Keep the chest lifted. Keep tension out of the low back. Put it in the glutes, the quads, the hamstrings. Almost there. You should be getting warmed up now. All right. And time. Okay, next move. It's a squat to a knee lift. Stay on the same knee lift the whole time. We'll switch when we go the other way, okay? All right, here we go. Squat, knee lift. Now you go at your own pace. Remember, you got a full minute. Really sit back. So a lot of times I see people doing this. They're not actually squatting. So make sure you're sitting back. You could even use your chair to kind of see how low you're getting. Okay? So it really depends on the height of your chair. We're gonna be doing movements with that chair later. That's why I like using a mini step. I can adjust the height. So you're driving through this leg, bringing the hip forward. Get that butt back there. 3, 2, 1. Okay, guess what? We get to do it on the other side. Yeehaw! So we're gonna go back to that sumo walk forward and back. So I was leading on my right leg. Now I'm gonna lead on my left. You ready? Forward and back. So walk on the heels, especially when you're moving forward. Keep tension out of the knees. Forward, back. How deep can you get those hips? Working through the inner thigh, groin area, quad, hamstring, glutes, core. Core's working. You got about 30 more seconds. Remember, don't drop those shoulders. Stay lifted. Now, I chose this movement because it works overall leg. Kind of gets everything. It's a good warm-up. Okay, you got 10 seconds. Can you go deeper? I didn't ask if you wanted to. That's a different question. And time. Okay, we've got that side step, so we're going the other way. Now, we're going there and back, but we're leading on the other leg. So, toes pointed to the front, and go. Over. Over. Now, I don't bring my feet all the way together. So remember, if you do this workout again and you want to add a booty band, you can. So if you want to, if you have access to a dumbbell or a kettlebell or a med ball or even a gallon of water, you could add resistance to this. That's how you progress, that's how you get stronger, is you add more resistance. Go a little deeper. 10 seconds. And time. Okay, so we've got that squat, knee lift. Make sure you're on the other knee lift. How you doing? You good? All right, here we go. Knee lift. Knee lift. Make sure you're squatting, driving through that heel. So I'm doing a little hip thrust to work that glute a little bit more. So you may notice heart rate's up a little bit, or a lot. 30 seconds, nothing wrong with that. Legs are big muscles. Take a lot of blood flow. Should definitely be feeling that leg. If you're not, get down there. Okay, one more. Rest. Okay, we're moving on. So I kind of showed you a little sneak preview. So I'm sitting on the bench or your chair. I've got one toe, and I'm gonna stand up. All right, come up, sit back. Now, if you've got a super low chair or you don't have a chair, you have nothing to sit on, you could do a single leg squat. So you're trying to put as little pressure on this leg as possible. Okay? The chair just gives us a target. Make sure that this foot is not so close. See how my knee is going forward? You want it pretty much lined up. Okay, drive through that heel. You can use this leg to help you balance, but try to put as little pressure in it as you can, right? Right? So if you need to do this, modify the chair's too low for you. We're gonna be stepping up on it. You don't have to do that. I'll show you a modification. And time. Okay, to the floor. Now, if you have a towel or a mat, that leg that you were working is now on your bench. Okay, I have this leg crossed or up. Glute bridge. So I'm driving down and I'm squeezing up. All the way down. Get up there. You want to create more resistance? That leg straight up so that weight of your leg is driving down. Easier? Okay. Easiest, both legs. Of course, you can do this on the floor. All of those variations, especially if you don't have a chair. So if you're like camping or something, you could use a tree stump or a boulder. I don't know how comfortable that would be. Got to be resourceful. People take chairs when they camp. Come on, drive down on that leg. You should definitely be feeling the hamstring quad. All right, bring yourself up. Okay, so we're gonna lean on this now. So I'm gonna face this way. That leg that's been working is still working. Okay? So I have this leg back, and then I lift back, tap. Now both legs are working, of course. One leg's holding your body weight up. So think deliberately squeezing the glute to lift the leg. A lot of times, you could easily just lift the leg, squeeze the glute. Use the glute to initiate that movement. Okay, you got 30 seconds. Make sure you're going all the way down, all the way up. You're not going so high that you're arching that low back. You're working the low back. You're working the glutes. You're working the abs. You got a slight bend in this leg. How you doing? How you feeling? Are you feeling anything? And time. Okay, we got to switch legs. Do you know what leg you were doing? I hope so. Single leg squat. So my other toe is out. All right, so I have this foot out and come up. Sit back. Now remember, you could do the standing version. Up, up. This is just here for balance. If you have really good balance, you could do more of a pistol squat where that leg doesn't touch. You got that strength and mobility, do it. You go. Push down in that heel. Try not to plop down. Control that descent. Watch this knee. As you sit down, you should be able to see the widest part of your foot. If it disappears from view, your knee's going too far forward. Okay, so take a step out. If you need help, use your hands. So basically, it's a one-legged squat. We're just using the chair to help us gauge the depth. Okay, get ready for that glute bridge. This leg will be on the step. Okay? So down. Remember, you could have your foot on the floor instead. So I'm going to have this leg up now. The leg that was working is still working. Go. Up. All the way down. All the way up. Remember, you can cross that leg. Just make sure you get that glute tight. You get the hips up. So you could be on the floor just doing, this is an elevated glute bridge. You could be doing it flat. Drive down into that heel. You're going to feel hamstring. You're going to feel your glute. You're going to feel quad. How you doing? Get up there. Rest if you need to, of course. Okay? 10 seconds, then we're going to stand up and take that leg back. And time. Bring yourself up. Okay, so I'm going to face this way. Nice flat back. Make sure you're not rounded. Bend that standing leg and go. Lift. Tap that toe all the way down. Lift. Try to get that knee at least hip level if you can. Should definitely be feeling the glute by now. Just let me know if you need my help. I can make it harder for you. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm a little snarky. I can't help it. Keep those abs pulled in. I'm a joy to be married to. Lift up. So make sure you're, like I said, you're standing on a bent leg. You don't have that knee locked. You only have 10 seconds. You're not throwing the leg out there. If you're getting to that point, rest it and then go back in. One more. Rest. Moving on. Okay. So we have a superset, 2 exercises of a step up. Now I'm going to take my step down a little bit. So I'm going to start step up, take it down. So I'm keeping my weight forward over this leg. So I'm not taking it back here. I'm driving through this leg and I'm trying not to push off this leg. Drive into the heel. Make sure that heel's planted. If you need something lower, or if you don't have something to step up on, you can squat and just lift the foot. Okay? A little bit easier, but you got to do what you got to do. So if your chair is too high for this, you just want to make sure that the whatever you're using, the knee isn't higher than the hip line. Okay? So my knee is lower than my hip line. So this is okay. Remember, keep the weight over this leg. Push into that heel. Okay, this is still my working leg. So I'm going to be in a lunge position. I'm going to go to the bottom of the rep, halfway up, down, all the way up. It's a 1.5 rep. Here we go. Half, up, half, up. This knee should be behind your hip. You have a slight lean forward over that front leg. You're not letting the knee jut forward. You shouldn't be able to lift this heel at all. Push into that heel. Up. So by leaning forward just slightly, you're going to put more emphasis on the glute and the quad. Up. Are you feeling it by now? Remember that half rep, not too high. My feet are sliding. You know what the worst thing is? Involuntary splits. You don't want to do that. That's no fun. And time. Other side. Step up and then the lunge. Remember, you could do all of this on the ground. I'm going to put my foot up there. I'm tipping forward. I'm putting the emphasis on this leg. Okay? Up. Now, you may have one side that you're better at. That's normal. We all have a dominant side. Driving that heel. Try not to push off that foot that's on the ground. Come on, get up there. Now, if you want to work your glute a little more, higher step is better. Bigger range of motion, more hip extension. We got more glute coming though. Make sure that heel doesn't lift. Plant it. Push down into it. That will also keep pressure off your knee. Do whatever you need to do with your arms to help you balance. Almost there. One more. Time. Okay, that is still your working leg, so it's your front leg on that 1.5 lunge. Think happy thoughts. Okay, set up, down, half, down, up, down, half, down, up. Remember, into the heel. You're going straight down, not forward and down. Straight down. Work on your depth. So often I see people take too small a step and the knees, they're putting tension on the knees. Wider step, wider step. Easier to balance, let you get deeper without all that tension on the knee. Slight tip forward. So knee and toe on the same angle. Get down there. So you're straightening the leg in between. Up. Now if you need to hang on to something or someone, just ask for permission first. Okay? Time. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna move this out of the way. So I'm back to this leg. I've got a really wide stance. I'm sitting back, I'm coming up. Go. Sit back. Sit back. Hips go back. You don't want your knee going out to the side. There's a slight, very slight turnout of the knee and toe. Very slight, but it's not lateral, okay? Pushing into that heel always, driving into the heel. Now remember, you could be holding a weight if you like. If you don't have access to things like weights, but you want to have more resistance, you could have a backpack, put a bunch of rocks in it, water bottle. No, don't put something that leaks. I've done that. Although right now when it's hot outside, I don't mind. Sit back. Remember, put your hips back. One more. Okay, so we've got a curtsy. This leg is your stationary leg. I'm switching back. I'm tapping in. Don't shift your weight out. Keep it over this leg. Still working that glute. All right, here we go. Now, if the curtsy bothers you for any reason, just step back into a reverse lunge or do a squat. You just want to make sure the knee and toe line up. Weight in the heel. See how I'm not shifting away from that leg? I'm definitely not taking the pressure off that leg. Keeping constant pressure. Time under tension, that's what we want, right? 30 seconds. Now I know I'm giving you very short rests, so your heart rate might be up. That's okay. Stamina is a good thing. Now in 5 seconds, we're gonna stand on the other leg. And time. Okay, so I'm bending this leg. This leg that has been working is still working. So we're gonna go up and back. Up and back. Are you ready? Hang on to something if you need to. So bend the knee, the hip. A little balance. Up and back. Up and back. Now I'm looking down because that helps me balance. I know we could put some bloopers in there, me falling on my face. Maybe next time. I have had embarrassing things happen to me in class before. I used to teach at a club with an elevated stage. Hated that. One time I'm like going right off the stage. It was great. Front desk guys made fun of me forever. I kind of deserved it though. I wasn't paying attention. And time. Okay, so we got to go the other way. Lateral lunge. Remember, feet far apart. Slight turnout. Don't go crazy with that turnout. Okay, don't hearken back to the dancer days. All right, here we go. Sit back. You're getting this leg nice and straight. Working through that inner thigh. It's stretching. So I'm pushing away. So there's a natural lean, but don't add to it, thinking that you're squatting. Put your butt back. Come up. Shift back and down. All right? Do you feel that? If you don't, go deeper, add weight, slow the rep speed down, pause at the bottom. Those are all ways to make it harder. Remember, sit back. Keep that knee behind the toe. One more. Okay. So this is my stationary leg. I've got that curtsy. I'm keeping constant pressure in that heel. I'm not letting off of it. Okay? All right, here we go. And go. So I'm not shifting over. I'm staying over this leg. Your body will always take the path of least resistance. It wants to make things easier for you. Okay? Say thank you very much, but no thank you. Knee and toe, same angle. Remember, pushing into that heel. The toes are there to help you balance, but you're not shifting into them. 30 seconds. Now try to get deep. That is also a great way to progress, is work on depth. More muscles get worked than if you take shallow steps. Okay, don't be a shallow person. Be a deep person. I know you're all very deep people. And time. So now I have my weight on the other leg. I've got that circle. So I've got a slight bend in the knee, bent ankle, knee and hip. Stabilize the joints. Mobilize. And go. So what's nice is anytime you work your balance, you're working stability of the joints that support you. So pay attention to what starts to burn. And more than likely, it might be like your ankle or your knee or your hip. That just means you're challenging those little stabilizer muscles. Circle back. That's a good thing. Now, of course, you feel sharp pain, you stop. Okay, that's never a good thing. Burning, that's different. You can work through that. You're tough. Come on, get that leg back there. You're also working the core. Body's trying to stabilize there too. Now I use my arms to help me balance. That's why I'm doing this. Flinging of the arms. Rest. Okay, grab your mat. So I'm going to double this up because this mat's kind of thin. Hands and knees. Or you can be elbows and knees. Okay? Now, lift up. Lift up. Now, you could have one elbow down if that's more comfortable for you. Trying to get the knee hip level. So think like you're putting your footprint on the ceiling or the sky. There could be a cloud above you with your footprint on it. That would be a low-lying cloud. I'm trying to imagine myself out in nature doing this. All the animals are confused. So make sure you're bringing that knee all the way down so you work full range of motion. Now we've got 4 exercises on this side. You're welcome. Tell me how grateful you are in the comments. One more. Okay, so I'm going to come up for this one. We've got hydrant. So we're going to take that same knee and we're going to try to get that knee level with the hip. Now, if you don't have that kind of mobility, it is okay. Just do the best you can. Work on getting that height. Okay? Here we go. Up. Up. Really good for the hips. Strengthen those hips. Up, all the way down. Now that stabilizing leg, you're definitely going to feel that, okay? No way around it. So you should be feeling both gluteals, right? So maybe your mobility isn't so great and you're only able to get here. That's okay. Do the best you can, but work on opening that up. You have strong hips, you're going to have a strong low back. You got 10 seconds. You can do it. I feel it. Why do they call these hydrants? Rest. Okay. Same leg. Now it's starting to feel like a cruel joke what I'm doing here. Okay, come up. Okay, so we're going to take that knee and we're going to go back. Circle. I love circles. Okay, come up. Up. So if you're feeling really ambitious, you could have an ankle weight on. You do that, I want you to tell me in the comments. We'll all applaud you. Just remember, if you put an ankle weight on and your range of motion looks like this, it's not really helping you. Make sure you're still going full range of motion. I know I keep stopping. I just feel weird talking to you looking at the floor. Do you feel that hip? Ooh. 10 seconds. Oh my gosh. Oh, that gets in there. And time. Oh, so we're gonna put those 3 moves together and then we're going to the other side and then we'll be done. We can move on with our lives. So you're gonna go back, hydrant, circle. Are you ready? Me neither. Back, side, circle, back, side, circle, back, side, circle. These shoes must be heavy or something. Oh my goodness. Now you could be down here. If that's more comfortable, it actually makes it even more difficult. Back. So this is when, if I was teaching a live class, I'd be like checking form, right? I'd be like, oh, let me get up for the whole class and check your form. Yeah, you're like, oh, that's why instructors do that. Yep. I'm not supposed to tell you that. Okay, we got time for one more. Thank goodness. Oh, we got to switch sides. But no, this is it, okay? This is it. I'm going to get this out of the way. So we're starting with that kick back. Remember, you could be down here on one elbow or 2. All right, here we go. Now, you're going to be at a disadvantage. The second side is usually harder because it's been holding up your body weight the whole time. So you may feel it sooner. My apologies. So remember, you're flexing that foot, taking that foot toward the ceiling, okay? Trying to get that knee level with the hip, bringing that knee all the way down. So if you're feeling low back, pull your abs in a little bit more. It just means you're not bracing enough. Ten seconds. Okay, so far so good. I think I'm doing all right. How are you? If you don't like me right now, you're doing it right. Rest. But I have trained people that the more painful I make it, the more they like me. Makes me question things. Nothing wrong with that, right? Okay, hydrant. Some people love to work really hard. I respect that because they know it means progress. But stay within your own fitness level, right? If your form's getting sloppy and you're kicking the leg out and you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, rest. You're not gaining anything by using bad form. Rest. Remember, try to get that knee hip level if you can. And if you can't, that's okay. Just do the best you can. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. We're almost to the end of this. Ugh. 10 seconds. Why did I put my timer all the way over there? Okay. This is when I give myself a pep talk. And time. Okay. We've got the circle back. That gets in there. All right, here we go. The circle is killer. Up and around. Up and around. Nice big circle. Pretend you're drawing the circle with your kneecap. Now remember, you could be down here. If that's more comfortable, you could be down here. You could even be doing this standing and leaning if being on the knees is not comfortable for you, or if you have somewhere where you don't want to get down on the ground, if you're a germaphobe. Come on, big circle. Do you hear my voice crack? I'm going through puberty. Okay, I wish. That was a long time ago. One more. Okay, this is the last exercise. So remember, we're combining the 3. You go back, you go side, you circle. Find your happy place. I'm sitting at a bakery somewhere. Okay, back, out, circle, back, out, circle. I like baked goods. Now remember, I'm just gonna say this. It's okay to have baked goods, all right? I have clients, I do online coaching, fitness nutrition coaching. I have people asking me if they're allowed to eat fruit. You got 30 seconds. Yes, you can. Remember, all foods fit. It's just the ratios of those foods, right? Watch your calories. Make sure you're getting enough protein. And then fill the rest in with carbs and fats. Put those foods you enjoy in there. You know, it doesn't have to be a crazy amount, not a whole cake or something. And then build around that. And time. All right, I kind of didn't really do that one. Okay, so have a seat, grab a drink of water, have a seat, and let's do a really quick stretch. Stretch those hips out. You did an amazing job. You really did. I hope you felt that. So we're going to stretch out those hips for sure. Take one foot in, other leg in front of that. Make sure they're not on top of each other. Scoot in. Bring the fingertips forward and the knees out to the side. So you tip forward. You're not rounding the spine. You're keeping the chest lifted and driving it forward as you take those knees out. You should definitely feel that. Now, if you feel any tension in the knees, just take your feet a little farther away. Okay, you don't want them too close, so you feel the knees. Now, if you've got that flexibility, you could go farther. Just make sure those knees are dropped. Now, if you're really tight, I see this a lot, and I've been there. You might be here, and you might be struggling, and that's okay. As long as you feel that stretch, you don't want to force it, because you want the muscle to relax. Okay, keep breathing. All right, bring yourself up. Put the soles of your shoes together. Pull that in, and then take the knees out. So you could be holding the ankles or the arch of your foot. You could even put a little bit of pressure there just to open up. So lift up through the chest. So groin, inner thigh stretch. So you want to take deep breaths and try to encourage those muscles to relax. That's what stretching is. It's just the muscle relaxing. It's not actually getting longer. It's just relaxing. Release that. Now take the other leg in front and do that hip stretch. So you might have one side that's super tight, other side is just tight. So if it's disproportionately tight between sides, I would definitely work on that, because that can lead to injury because of muscle imbalance. It's a good idea to get some kind of stretching or mobility work in every day if you can, even if it's only about 5 minutes. It all adds up over time. Bring yourself up. So bring the knees together, hand on the opposite thigh. Sit up really tall, big inhale, exhale, and twist. So make sure you're lifted through your spine and you're pressing gently against that thigh. So it should feel good on your back. So you don't want to be slouching into this. Breathing. Now bring it back the other way. So switch hands, lift up, inhale, exhale. Taking deep breaths. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this workout. Definitely let me know if you have any suggestions of workouts you'd like to see in the future. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up even if you didn't like it. Bring it to center. Take your hands behind your back because you were on your shoulders for a little while. Consider subscribing. I'm going to try to post at least 3 times a week. Good. Release that big inhale. Exhale. You're amazing. Have a fantastic day. I will see you next time.